Hi, g'day, Trader Sam here from Trade to Prosper, looking at Bitcoin and what's taking place. We'll look at the small time frame, potential trades, and we'll look at the bigger time frame and why I see this as in confluence with a major resistance level. Well, I'll talk about my hypothesis as well. So let's just get to the one that you're probably more interested in right now, is the trading opportunities. There is no short opportunities right now. If you look at Bitcoin with this Fibonacci level, the previous level, when we had this bullish divergence, we hit our golden pocket of 618 and it pulled back. So we've got this framework, and then I had this trend line which seems to be acting resistance and then acted as support right here. We also had this previous level and resistance, and right there it acted as support. So the trend line actually made the difference. So that was a good opportunity to go long, and who was to know that that will be a strong move like that. I've got this 4-hour level from here as well as here, the candlesticks. So Bitcoin is trying to hold this level up, and it's doing a good job at the moment. Too early to say, but I'll be looking for more highs the way it's going. The way it's responded is not bearish, and so it's taken out this liquidity level based on this chart here. So from the futures of Binance and a few others, it's taken that liquidity. That's why it's pushed back down. And so that is a level that it needs to go above. And once it goes above that level, right there, we might see some momentum. But at the moment, it's below that. And for all you know, it could be wearing out and then drop. Right? And then we can talk about that scenario some other time. But I'm not going to go into that. Right now, I'm looking for more highs. And the 30K level, this level, we've got a few levels that are going to be significant resistance. So ideally, this level is going to be potentially a target. Why do we say that? Because if the whales have bought this up, there's a good profit margin for a lot of volume there to drop it off. So if this was to go up to there, they can offload a lot of this, and then we'll come back down again. And so I do feel like we are going to go higher, because there's a lot of longs here, and that might be a target later on, and then back down again. Ideally, we want to see it go above here, and that will be a perfect shorting opportunity. If price was to go for pull back and then continue on, I would see that being a dumping spot, a lot of liquidity there as well. So we've got the liquidity this level and there, and that's a good target. However, there's that slight chance, not slight, a chance that the shorts, stop losses will be triggered and the buying will push it up higher. And that can go really quick and fast. Now, we'll talk about that scenario with another chart, but at the moment, I'm not looking to short. Let's look at another level as well on the daily. So a daily level, so we had one here as well. That's another daily level, or weekly level if you want to say. So we've got these levels that are important obstacles anyway. So I do feel like we might just keep going higher. And if we were to put our Fibonacci from this, swing high, swing low, and just my luck, let's see what we got. So the fib level 1 makes sense right there. 1, 2, 1.618. One of these might come in handy. Let's look at it from another perspective. If this was our golden ratio, That is our 1. And then let's see where can it go. So we'll see how that plays out. Because this is a strong resistance, if we get above that, then I'll be looking at 1, a fair bit of resistance, and then further up. Now, on the 4 hour, it's still holding, and let's just get that setting out. Give me a sec. I hate when it does that. Defaults to something else. So there we are, right there, still above the 4 hour. Yep. It's too early to say, but if it keeps going sideways, it's likely to build up momentum. We might get a bit of volatility in and out of this 4 hour level, but there might be shorting opportunities, and the shorting opportunities, I don't think will be that strong. Probably come down to this level, so we might just come back shorts and then support here, and then up. That's what I'm thinking. So let's talk about those are opportunities. I think shorting is not there yet. We want to see some bearish divergence come in if we went to looking for shorts, but it's too early to say at the moment. Now, if we look at other charts that I have, so yep, we looked at that. This was my thoughts initially. So interesting enough, there we go. The moving average took its support. The trend line, I didn't touch this for ages, so I like the fact that it's got confluence. Here we have some moving averages that act as resistance, and we're overbought now. That is the 21 weekly and SMA 21. Okay, so 21 EMA is a good sign to break above. So it was a resistance and we've broken above the weekly. So that is a bullish sign initially. So far, so good. If I was looking to short this market, I'll be looking for this natural port of control at 28,583. So if Bitcoin was to make its way up and then lose it, I'll be shorting that, and then we'll look for the range. So what we have now is a potential range that Bitcoin could play out. Got the moving average that's acting as support for the time being, but and you can see how these moving averages all play their role up to a certain point. So yeah, if we get price above this, good to short, especially if it comes down there with the swing failure pattern. Otherwise, it could come down, but I think it will range before it does it gives us a direction. At the moment, there is nothing bearish about the market. Now, here's the big picture, and I had this for a while. It's another chart I'll bring out, which is actually has more confluence in it. Give me a sec. Okay, here's another chart that I had for a while. I shared this on our platform before, some time back, and it is still playing its role. I did talk about this cup and handle scenario, but something else came to mind, and I'll talk about that. But this is the chart that I had sometime with the fib levels as well. That being a strong resistance of level 1, Fibonacci, and then the 1.72. And you can see how I had my Fibonacci from the top down. So they are playing confluent. There's a lot of ways of looking at this. Here was another chart that I had, and it hit my red line perfectly. And now we'll go back to the big picture. Let's move that away. So looking, I don't want to, the reason why I look at my old charts is to keep me honest. And so far so good. Now you can note a few things here. The bump phase, that was a fulcrum. So that bottom formation was a fulcrum, we called that out. The bump phase, a bump and run phase, is very important for strategy. Now the thing is, initially I thought this was going to be the bump and run phase here, where this will take off. And I didn't quite like that. They pulled back. This was better for a throwback or back test, and then it should just kept on going. But it didn't do that. So this nullifies the bump and run phase, in my opinion. However, it didn't go away. I think this phase is actually a bigger structure. So we bring it up here. And so this whole bottom makes sense. So if we were to just bring this out, where is it? Here we go. From there to there, that's the bump phase. So the bottoming phase. And the problem is I don't have much evidence to say that is the main resistance, but by using the bottom of this channel, it equates to that. And if we were to put the middle into this, you will see that it actually makes sense as well. The middle does a good job as well. So and we're going with assumptions and the strategy, if we break this is going to be a strong move. Even though we're looking at this 30k as a main resistance, and here, I think that once we break this level, it's just going to start accelerating. There's the potential for this to just go down before it breaks up again. So we can go downwards for a while. Don't forget, we're in a bottoming accumulation, and the longer it takes, the more powerful move it'll break out. So the longer we go sideways, the stronger the move it's going to be up. And I think with this strategy, with this hypothesis, if we break through this, we are basically starting the bull run. That's my opinion. Obviously, it's really dependent on a few things like the SP500 and the Dixie. The Dixie could actually do a good reversal as well. We'll have a quick look at that as well to see if there's any confluence. But I'm using this bump, what's called the bump and run reversal phase, and this strategy works well. Is this the one? So this could be very complex. There could be a back test and then up where it finds a 30k as resistance. So the back test will be really good to go long. So if that happens, that is a good position to go long, and the shorts will come in that area for sure. If it goes up there, the back test might not even happen. It might just come back down a bit and then go. So you can see how I'm thinking very bullish. This is the neckline. That you can ignore that. So we've got a clear neckline of resistance. That we might get a resistance, another pullback, and then off. Might be another back test, but we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty keen with this bump and run phase. We'll see how that hypothesis goes, but I'm going to go with that. I'm going to watch the details that take place here and the details that take place there, and then I want to really leverage long in a big way. So timing is... That might have been this could have been the timing for it. Unfortunately, I probably missed it, but we'll see. Now, what else can I talk about? When we look at the Dixie, yeah, I still believe it's still got a bit more to go. The 618, the daily level, it might just take that out. Especially this daily level, this might just keep having this momentum and then take this out before it pulls back in a significant way, and that might be a good corrective wave, and that might give Bitcoin a leg up. So if we look at SP500 as well, we talked about a CME gap in maybe some time back. That was a CME gap. That was a target. And we've got this A, B, C, D formation. So it might just come back down more. So we might just have this move, maybe a double bottom, and then up. So it might go a lot sideways as well. So at the moment, we have this box that might create a reversal pattern of some sort. And this might be probably there. More so, could be a deeper correction. So that is a bullish, and looking for these moving averages and this trend line. So if we look at the channel, we've got a number of channels this one was already hit, so maybe that was it, done, and we just get a slightly higher. So this could have been in, and these moving averages might not come into it. So the channel could be like that. Come back to this level where the gap is and then move up. So I'm looking for an accumulation or redistribution structure here. Now the tether, let's have a quick look at tether. Tether, we keep tether in mind all the time. So when we look at tether on the 3-day chart, we can see a number of things, all bearish indicators. This one's really, the Phoenix is really telling me it's coming down. So is the wave trend and RSI. So we've got a number of the MACD. Yep, I like this one. These two are pretty good, useful. So when we look at this structure, the neckline has been broken and it's come down with force. And yes, here was a strong wick in the 3 days. I doubt that we'll see that, but you never know. If it does, we'll probably come back up to this level of resistance and then further down. I'm looking forward to it coming further down to this 618 level potentially. Now let's have a look from the top to the bottom. The golden ratio is there as well. So the 0.5 is currently holding it up, and we might just go sideways before we drop further more. In the past, every time we get a topping off structure, see this level was significant and it didn't hold it. And I don't want to touch that, but that was the method. Let's just get rid of that, don't need it anymore. So you can see how I'm paying attention to this until we get a reversal type of thing where the wave trend signals cross over. We are downward momentum. Good thing about Phoenix is that both the RSI, all momentum's to the downside. That was a strong move. So for crypto in general, that's great. Then we have, okay, let's look at one more. This is the alt market on the weekly. We just closed it how many hours ago? 8 hours ago or so, or 3, yeah. So that's a bullish weekly candle, and so far I thought there might be that opportunity to potentially come down to the spring. That is a real bearish sign, but this channel is doing a good job of a reversal structure. So the middle has held it up. We're still not out of the woods. Like to see it get above this previous neckline here. So we're at that resistance. If we keep above it, then another bullish candle on the weekly is going to be good. The RSI is giving us, and if we assume this line is relevant, then the closure, it's already closed, so it's starting to show us that we've got some momentum to the upside. So for the alts, it's looking good as well. Is it breaking out? And the early start of the alt season, that's a hard one to say, but we have that formation, and for now potentially that. So if we might not start yet, we've got to see something happen, but we need to break out of this structure, I think, before we can say what alt season is about to start. Selling climax, so I'm applying the Wyckoff secondary test, and we had a few more here, so that might be the spring, and then continue on. So the alts are looking good as well. Back to Bitcoin. So another chart for Bybit. As you can see, Bybit also gave us that perpetual level up, and currently we are below this main level, so we want to see a break above it. And now let's look at a few other alts. And that was Ethereum. Had this channel, and it played out nice. It broke a few levels, so there we go. So I'm mostly in Ethereum, not much on Bitcoin. Ethereum is mostly my biggest portfolio, then with the likes of the other alts. So strong resistance came to that neckline, found pullback, took the liquidity and pulled back in. So Ethereum might be just losing against Bitcoin now after that strong move. We'll have a look at that as well. Let me just save that. Let's see what Ethereum and Bitcoin are doing. in the pairing. Okay, so Ethereum spiked, but then it didn't hold it. Okay, that sucks. This is the 1 hour. Still, let's look at the 4 hour. I really want to make sure I get this right. The only thing that's going good for us is with this. That's a fluent trend line. What's really good about this is that was a previous bottom, and that took out the liquidity. So every time we have a lower low, and then reverse, and then comes back up, so we can see liquidity taken out. This was a bearish structure in nature, so that was another sort of bear flag. But now this could be a reversal. It could be. Let's see how it is from the top down. Give or take. Okay, 618. So if we can break above that, it might be Ethereum on its way back up again. There is no trend line that I can rely on. Maybe that. We'll see how that goes. But for now, Ethereum's really done a few days of beating Bitcoin. All right, let's look at the next one. It could be the beginning of a reversal for ADA and Cardano. Like this. So I entered ADA right there just on the breakout actually, and we shared that through our group, and I didn't put a stop loss on it, just let it go. Even though it pulled back hard, I just let it go, and so far so good. Short term wise, I got the 1.618. That's probably going to act like the main resistance or the fib one, just by using that method, and it's got confluence, but it's looking like early days of accumulation. So selling climax, so Wyckoff wise, up thrust, and this is our spring stage. So this does look like a reversal in a mini, and I got hopes for it to come up to this level. They might pull back again. So from the macro structure, it might get to that level, and maybe it will just continue going to these moving averages before it gets pulled back. And Bitcoin might, and the reason why it might do that is Bitcoin might be taking off very strongly. Anyway, that's ADA. AVE is very similar in a way, and that was a reversal structure breakout, and it's past this golden pocket, and you can see all my theories are in there. Again, this is looking like a reversal structure and potentially a breakout trade in the making. Just accumulation, volatility, and then potentially up. So these are my thoughts, what I'm going for. Arbitrum, it's a bit hard to say because of the nature of this coin. Is that a relatively good trend line? Yes, we might get a bit of a squeeze and then bang, all further down. But I'm looking upwards. I was actually looking to trade this, go long, but I didn't like the setup to go leverage. But looking good as well. And this is AVE on a bigger time frame. So AVE might be coming into resistance for the short term, and this sort of gives way to it, but you can see potentially that level, that other secondary trend line and the previous resistance from this could act as resistance, but it's not the making of a good trade, but it's a long-term accumulation. And we've got a few in the making like that, don't we? So here's another one that's broken out, and that's Link. So if this is right, Link is likely to continue. It's obviously coming out at a major resistance level, and I think I didn't share it. Let me share it for you. Let me put this is Coinbase. Yes, it is the monthly. On the monthly chart. and the 50 moving average was our main obstacle. As well as this. Okay, that's interesting. Just coming over there. So what's this one? The 21 SMA is acting as the main resistance. All right, we'll leave that there and just add another one. You can see why I picked this indicator. So if we put our 50, okay, we'll make it stick to the monthly and put our EMA. Actually, this is Binance. All right, let's pick Coinbase. You will see why. It's got more history. So you can see where if Link breaks above this, so we are at resistance at the moment. Let me just fix that up. Unfortunately, when we got the smaller time frame, these moving averages don't do quite the job. But you can see how we've broken all the other monthly levels and closed above on a monthly high. So in the past, the monthly levels, you can say that was the month right there. And let's use the magnet for a sec. Just to make it even. So that's our monthly level. The fact that we close above it, now it's likely that this might hold it. Let's see how that is. Let's look on the weekly. So I'm going along with the Link. So the weekly, okay, so the weeklies give us a bit of a problem here. Let's do that. Put it as a weekly. So that is our immediate resistance. Obviously, I should have made that monthly. Would have stayed. Yeah, there we go. So we've got two strong resistance levels, or a number of reasons why this can be strong resistance, and probably was a good time to short. Now let's look on the 4 hour. Right, so we can see the weekly level became a reason to short it, and the monthly is holding it up. And let's put our other charts in there. Let's see the MACD. Let's see if that's got RSI. So definitely on the 4 hour, we pretty much broken that level. So we probably come down a bit more, and let's put our 10 and 20. I want to see what time frame that this is going to hold. So the 10 and 24 hour trend has been broken. We'll go to the 8 hour now. From the 8 hour perspective, that also broke, and the crossover. So 8 hour, it's still relative, but let's go 12 hour. 12 hour, the MACD hasn't crossed on over. So I think this will pull back a bit deeper, but where to? This is not problematic. There's no trade there yet, so I'll probably go daily is probably the best. The daily is giving us a bullish scenario still. Maybe that could be valid, but this could just go. It's still up in the highs. Momentum's the upside. 10 and 20 moving average ribbon. I'll be looking for that on the daily. So bearish candle. So let's see how this daily closes. If it closes strong, then it might be a good signal to go in. But at the moment, it's not. It's looking like a bit of downward pressure. So that's the Link anyway. So you can see Link from a weekly level. It's almost there. The monthly, the fact that this closed above the monthly closed strong, it's a good sign. And that's all we got. Probably if we have one more, let's look at FTM, and I think that FTM is also, if we looked at it on the free day, give me a sec. So you can see the level is pretty important. That was a previous low. We didn't take that out. Had a good run. We've got these moving averages acting as resistance at the moment. And that was a good entry for a number of risks, double bottom, triple bottom, whatever you want to say. So momentum's to the upside. I think it's still in accumulation mode, like ADA, and then it's going to do a breakout. So what can we do on the free day? Well, let's go to a daily. Let's see what daily does for us. The fact that we took out this level, and if we were to say this is our main Fibonacci resistance, if we were to say that's the 618, so the one and the moving averages could be acting as support, and currently we have this type of resistance with the trend line. Maybe if that's the case, that might be actually a bit of a support. That's not a strategy that I'll use, but it might be confluent. This moving average might act as support, and we had this actually as a means for support. That makes more sense because there's a lot of support trend line, so this might just hold up, and then the next target is further up. So Phantom is looking good as well. I think I'll wrap it up on that. Last one, Matic. What's Matic doing? Matic has broken, no, not yet. It's looking to break that reversal. Bit of a pullback, but yeah, Matic is looking good as well. That Matic, FTM and ADA and a few others, they're all in a similar phase of accumulation. They're not there yet. Look at the bullish divergence. Prices coming down, RSI is going up. So, and Solana did well as well, didn't it? Let's have a quick look at that. So we were looking at this on our charts, on our forum. Solana, the double bottom, or the W, and bang, straight up. I thought maybe there's a scenario where if it doesn't break the moving averages, it'll go sideways for a while. But Solana, in my opinion, is very bullish, and we had this there for a while, and it's got confluence. Break above it, can it hold? That's the question. But it's broken a fair bit of moving averages, and if you can look at this structure, let's just get rid of this for a sec. You can see that it's just making higher lows, and that is the triangle formation. So it's likely to keep going. Yeah, maybe that might be a bit of resistance, but that is a neckline that it needs to break above $27 or so. So that would have been the perfect buy if anyone got that. And it didn't really want to drop. Solana is very strong. Doesn't, like when you look at the other charts, they all came back down. Most of them came back. Even the third phase came back. Solana is just much more lower highs, so it looks pretty bullish. So when you look on the big time frame, there you go, the moving averages. When the moving averages crossed over, it's almost getting crossed over again. So this is the weekly. So it's broken above the moving averages again. Before it was resistance, yep, that's one. But it's broken above again. It's likely to continue holding this level up. Cool, I'm going to leave it at that. Please give me a like and share. Talk to you soon. Cheers.